How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2 Point Campus. I hope you're having a good one because I am excited to be back. Today, we are jumping in to Pebberly Ruins, where we're going to be excavating ancient treasure for academic reasons, as well as financial gain. We're starting with $80,000, and really, there's not a whole lot else left to say. So let's jump right into it. Welcome to Pebberly Ruins, where eccentric explorer Wiggy Silverbottom is planning a destination resort dedicated to archaeological artifacts and overpriced merchandise. There's just one problem. In all the excitement, Wiggy has blown his startup cash on a decadent new hotel. If you need any spare cash for the campus, you'll need to sell some artifacts, so better get digging. So we're going to be going for archaeology. Our student intake is currently 10, so let's take a look and see what we need to do. Good day, I'm Wiggy Silverbottom. Welcome to Pebberly Park. Clearly, it's not finished, but nothing worth doing is. If you and the students could crack on with the digging and so on, I'll keep working on the big picture. You know, the hotel, the merchandise, a nice omelet perhaps. The point is, we all have things to do. Okay, so we all have things to do. People will tell you that ancient relics are priceless. Don't listen to that nonsense, though. They're worth an absolute fortune. Sell the artifacts your students find in the dig site for deliciously fungible cash. The bigger the dig site, the more artifacts you will find. Careful, though. Artifacts will provide a great deal of prestige and attractiveness to the campus, even if they are a bit soily. So we need to earn $20,000 by selling artifacts, which is fair enough. I mean, what is this worth? 8,100. This is worth 6. Okay, so something tells me if I was to, for example, sell you, and then example sell you, and for example sell you, we get $20,000. Money may not grow on trees despite my best efforts, but it does seem to crystallize over years in the mud. I'd grown fond of that moldy old stuff, but then again, I do like money. I'll leave the business decisions to you. I'm more of an ideas man anyway. Okay, we need to construct a campus building, which I guess is easy enough. It doesn't really tell me how big it needs to be, but we can certainly construct ourselves a campus building. Minimum 5 by 5. I think what I'll do, though, is I will start right about here. And we'll go up and just build something that's going to be nicely positioned sort of in the middle here. We'll do, let's do a 7 by 14 to get started. Nothing too crazy. 8,820. We can go ahead and place an entrance on this thing, which honestly, we have some pretty cool choices. We have this nice big entrance. We have this little entrance right here. And I think, honestly, I think I like this one. So we'll go ahead and place that right there. And that'll do for now. So we'll get that built. And now we need a dig site, a lecture theater, and an archaeology teacher. To be 1 star, we need a level 12 campus, level 10 archaeology students, we need 10 of them. We need to get a staff member to level 5, and we need to excavate 15 artifacts. So this feels a little bit more open-ended than some of the previous campuses that we've dealt with, and I'm kind of okay with that. So let's have a little bit of fun here. We'll go for a lecture theater, which has to be 4 by 4. So we'll do one right here, and I'm gonna go 4 by 5, and we'll put the lectern right about here with the seats right down here. And the door, annoyingly, isn't. Ooh, now hold on a minute. The door is absolutely gonna fit back there. That's perfect. Because what I can do is stack a bunch of these along here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we could do 2 lecture theaters right there if I really wanted to, which I do kind of want to do. As for upgrading this place, we'll go and put a teleprompter right here. We'll get a speaker. I want to say, well, I can't do it there. Maybe a speaker just at the back, just something to bring it up a little bit in terms of level. We can give it a nice whiteboard right about there. And in terms of temperature, this place is actually very warm. So we're going to be wanting air conditioning, which let's just place it right at the... Let's do right at the back of the room for now, and that'll be okay. It's nearly $30,000 for this lecture theater, but that's okay. As for a dig site, what does it need to be? It needs to be 7 by 7, and it's obviously going to be outdoors. So let's just do a dig site over here. we'll go for, let's see, we'll do sort of the same thing. What about, instead of 7 by 7, we go 14 by 7? So it's sort of the same as this this building here, and the entrance for the dig site right about there. And honestly, I'm thinking right about there as well. We'll do one on either side, and that should be fine. We can do a planning table in here, we can do an archaeology table, and we can do an excavation table. So we'll unlock those, since we might as well. And these have to be at the sides. Okay, let's do the archaeology table to start with, right about here. Let's do the excavation table right about there. And we'll do ourselves a planning table. I'm going to say here, and I'm going to say here. And I think that's pretty good looking. It's actually level 6. So why don't we just go and take it a little bit higher towards, 13,200. It's almost level 7. But I think this is okay. Maybe one more thing just to get it to level 7 would be the way to go. So like right there. That seems pretty good. So we'll go ahead and approve that. That's going to be our dig site. Brings us up to level 2. Now we just need an archaeology teacher. And, well, we have 48,000. We're going to want some dormitories. We're going to want some staff rooms. We're going to want some bathrooms. There's a lot of things that we kind of still need. So let's get some of these, the essentials in here. So now we have our teacher. I suppose we should probably get ourselves a janitor as well. And honestly, Clarity Fudge is kind of fantastic with the mechanics and the maintenance. So we'll go ahead and hire you. And I guess we should do something with the uniforms here as well while we're at it. So it's, I don't know if the red coat, the green, I think the green coat kind of fits in with like the setting really well. So we'll go with the green coat. And for the teachers, I mean, I'm going to be honest, maybe a green gown. Let's give it a shot. It looks a little weird. I am a big fan of the maroon one. So we'll go for the maroon one, and then for the, well, we don't have any assistants, so we're not going to worry about that. But that should keep us okay. Let's go ahead and start the academic year. We're going to be bringing in just 10 students, but that's probably fine. I would imagine that they're going to be going to classes, and that by going to classes, they will find things, dig them up, and I can sell them for wonderful profits. I'm assuming that's the idea. I'm also wondering where the students are going to be coming from, because I'm assuming like down here, right? I actually have no idea. There's also a lot of land that I can purchase here, which is, oh, they're coming from up here. Oh my God, they're all dressed. They're all dressed like archaeologists. Of course they are. So they're coming into class. They're getting, I believe it is dig site orientation, which the dig site just sort of shifted, which is a bit weird. Gotta be honest. It does look like there's something there though, which would be, it'd be kind of cool if they dig that up. But, oh my God, the dig site is actually shifting, which is slightly terrifying. I wasn't really expecting the whole thing to move. I'm going to be quite honest with you. That's a little bit unnerving. That is actually, it's a little bit unnerving. But again, it looks like there's actually sort of a big chungus right there, which, I mean, it looks gold, so I assume it's worth an absolute fortune, which is what we're looking for. So we'll kind of leave them to. I'm also going to grab you for 10 bucks, which, don't mind if I do. Now, a lot of my students are going to be kind of miserable simply because there's no dormitories, there's no student union, there's no student lounge. They do also need libraries as well. So here's what I'm thinking, and this might be slightly silly. I want to go and buy another lecture theater because I guarantee you we're going to need one. So 30,000 for that. It is a ridiculous amount of money, but I guarantee we are going to need another lecture theater. And then what I want to do is modify this building a little bit. I want to go ahead and put maybe, wait, that's a side entrance? Wait, that's the main entrance? Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, that makes sense. It does look a bit more grand than this thing. Can I take the side entrance out of here? Is that an option? Can I cancel that bit of room, please? No, I have to pick up the side entrance and then cancel the room. Okay, so hold on. Cancel. White. Oh boy. All right, so I don't want to build. Okay, I would like to cancel the changes, please. And then I would like to modify this. I'd like to take the door off. Is what I would like to do. So the door. Okay, I can't get rid of the door until I put a big door over there. I would now. Oh, for God's sake, I did it again. Okay, that was more of a pain than it had any right to be, but I have at least gone and put some paths around everything so people can, I don't know. I don't know if they actually move quicker when they're walking in paths or not. I've never really paid attention to it, but I assume they probably do. Now, let's see. They want a concrete bench. I mean, sure. I guess you can have a bench right there, and you can have a bench right about there, and that should keep them kind of happy. So, what is this? Challenge us to earn more in a month than he spends on mustache butter. Okay, well, that might be a challenge, but we'll take it. You want a bookcase and a library, and you want a library. Now, I don't know how expensive a library is necessarily going to be. It can be as small as 3x3. I'm going to go for like a 3x4 because I think that kind of makes sense. And what we'll do is we'll get ourselves a door right here. We'll get this thing sort of right there. We're going to need bookcase right next to it. And now my question is, do we have an archaeology bookcase? That's going to be it right there, isn't it? Archaeology bookcase. It's going to be 6,000. I don't know I'm necessarily going to be able to afford it. I do have 17,000 right now. This thing's already 11,000. So this would be a little bit too expensive if I put the archaeology bookcase in there. So what we'll do instead is just grab ourselves some cubicles. And we'll go ahead and put one right against that wall. We'll get one right against that wall. And we'll get this one right against that wall. We're now to $13,000, which is not too bad. We'll go ahead and maybe throw this thing a little bit of air conditioning by the door. Seems like a fantastic idea. Or sort of in the middle of the room might be a better idea. Maybe a nice rug just underneath this this desk to bring the level up a little bit. And then in terms of making the room that little bit nicer, what about some art over in this wall? What if we did... I do like these canvases. They are quite nice, but I feel like a nice red landscape, a nice green landscape, and a nice blue landscape. 14,950. We'll go ahead and approve that. We are gonna need an assistant, and we also happen to need some, we need some vending machines as well. Monty Crusts, we'll drop you in there. You are going to exclusively work in the library. And we have $16,000, with which I'm pretty sure we could probably get away with a few vending machines. So let's do a burp machine. Let's do a palpitation machine. And across the way, we'll do ourselves the good old cheesy gubbins machine. And we'll get ourselves the morsel man machine as well. So that should give everyone somewhere, at the very least, that they can go to get some food. It's not great food, but it should make them a tiny bit happier. And I suppose this is probably a good time to put a little bit of air conditioning throughout the campus itself. So a little bit right there, maybe a little bit right there, and maybe a little bit right by the door. And maybe on this side as well. Well, actually, no, we'll probably put a room in there, so we'll not worry about it just yet. Oh, now this is pretty cool. We have some old toys that we can sell for $1,000. I'm willing to do that for $1,000. We have an old shopping cart, which seems to be revealing itself. This thing is starting to look like the top of a pyramid. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. It's looking like it's gonna be a whole thing. Let's see, $1,000 for the old trolley. We'll get rid of that, and I guess we'll just sort of let them keep digging away and let them figure out what this is gonna be. I'm kind of curious, honestly. I'm thinking that's probably gonna be a lot of money, and I'm kind of here for it. Now, we have some students that are unhappy. You're fuming. You have an irritable trowel. You're tired and you're sad. So I think what we can probably do here, and what we might have to do, is get ourselves, I'm gonna say a student lounge rather than a dormitory. So we'll do a little teeny tiny student lounge right about here. And what we could do is maybe give them a nice sofa right there. We'll give them a fridge sort of down in this corner. We'll give them, I'm going to give them a sink right down there as well. So right about here. That's cut into the fridge, but that's okay. And we'll give them the microwave as well. So right about there. So that'll give them some food. That'll give them some hygiene, and that's good. We'll give them, I guess, a bin right in the corner so that they can, dump stuff that they're not using. We could give them a boombox table. Might be a little pricey, but I'm sure we can swing it, especially if you move the couch into the corner. And then put this thing, I want to see if I can get it right here. It looks like I can. So that's a little bit of entertainment for them. That's some comfort, some food, some hygiene. Let's maybe give them, what else could we do? It's 6,600 so far. We could probably give them some hand sanitizer because I do like putting that in my rooms. So we'll go for hand sanitizer right here. We'll give them a little bit of air conditioning above, maybe just the middle of the room above the boombox table. And I'm slightly tempted to give them like arcade machines or something, just something they can do to have a bit more entertainment, you know? Just try and keep them happy with an arcade machine or two. There we go. We've got them coming in. We got them dancing. That almost, I thought for a second that was going to be Orange Justice. I'm not going to lie, but that should keep them a little bit happier. Obviously, they still need dormitories and whatnot. And to be quite honest, we're probably going to need to take out a loan to get our hands on a dormitory anytime soon. But maybe we just do that. Maybe we take out a loan and we build some kind of super dormitory. Because I realize what I've been doing this entire time is just building these individual rooms. Well, why don't we maybe see what happens if I build like a big building and just have the entire building be a dormitory? It might be the way to go. It might work. It might not, but I'm kind of willing to give it a shot. So let's go in here and let me just remove a little bit of this path and let me remove that little bit of path. And what I'm thinking I want to try is getting myself a campus building. And let's see, I'm going to go here. And I'm basically thinking something like this. And I'm sort of thinking, can I do this? I can. Now that could potentially be a bathroom, or it could be an entrance. And it being an entrance would actually be kind of cool in a way. I feel like that's kind of a cool place for like an entrance to this whole thing. It's out of the way, which isn't exactly ideal, but still kind of cool. And then we could do one here, which lines up with this staircase. So if I brought this over a little bit, we could do one here, which would line up with that staircase. I don't really want to do any in the middle because my idea was if we do like a super dormitory thing, this entire space could be a dormitory. That seems like it would be ridiculous, but I'm really tempted to give it a shot. I've got to be honest. I'm really, really tempted. I'm going to bring this back and I'm going to do this guy and we're going to build that. We're going to give this a shot. Now, apparently we have some intruders. I don't love that we have some intruders. The brave diggers. Okay. Can I get myself, say, Barrel Curious? We'll go ahead and hire you and you can maybe get them out of here. Hopefully that works for us. And yeah, there we go. So you're being got with the super soaker. So you're going to be leaving. And then hopefully the other one can get out of here as well. Now, we have this space right here. So, oh boy, what would this look like if I was to do like this, right? Something like this, a door right down here, and just a whole bunch of beds. It could be kind of wild. It could be a whole thing. I'm going to give it a shot, I think. And, oh man, I actually don't know how I would lay this out. I guess we could do, oh, this is going to get a little bit, this is going to get a little bit prison architect-y, I'm going to be honest with you. But what if we did like, what if we did room dividers? Right? What if we split it up like this, where we have like this cool space down the middle, and then we just do like a bunch of dormitories like this? I don't know. I don't know that this is going to be a good idea, but I'm kind of willing to try this. I'm kind of willing to give this a shot. So just all of these guys down here like this, and that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, well, that's not a dormitory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like 9 dormitories for this is, I feel like it's not enough, you know? This doesn't feel like it's worth it. But I suppose it would be a super high level dormitory, wouldn't it? Because it would have a whole bunch of beds and stuff like that. So what if we go and we put in the brown frame bed and we just put it like, I don't know, right there. we can get ourselves a wardrobe, and it can go, oh, this is terrible. This is actually going to be terrible. We'll put the wardrobe, you know, there. And that's 20,000 right now, but we'll go ahead and approve it. And we'll just give it a shot. We'll just see what happens. Now, this thing, 12,000. I'm down. We'll go ahead and sell that. Absolutely. What do you want? Archaeology tools. Don't we have those? Oh, they have to go in a dormitory? I mean, this is the cool thing with this, right? Technically, I could go and put like archaeology tools right here, and it's now just a better level dormitory, right? I think that's pretty cool. I think that's the way to go. So here's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and upgrade archaeology. We're going to need an extra room, and we're going to need an extra teacher, but we'll confirm that. We now need a computer lab and another teacher. If I get rid of you, I hope we don't need 2 lecture theaters now. I would doubt it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and we're going to modify this, and we're just going to throw a whole bunch of beds at it, and we're just going to see what happens. So it turns out we didn't need a second lecture theater. We did, however, need this computer room. So the lecture theater's gone, the computer room is in, and the computer room is also going to need a little bit of air conditioning. So let's go ahead and put some AC right there, and we'll put some AC right about there. That'll keep the place nice and chill. And we should probably get a little bit of AC right there as well, just to keep that place nice and chill. Now, when it comes to this dormitory, turns out there's currently 22 students assigned to it, and it's also very warm. So let's go in here and fix that just a little bit. We'll put an air conditioning unit, I want to say right about there. And I'm going to say right about there. We can probably get one, be right in the middle, and over in the middle on that side, and that'll keep the place nice and chill, which is good. Now, what I do want to do here is make this place a little bit better. It is level 5, but it could be considerably better. So we'll go ahead and get some desks, and we'll start putting those into each of the little cubicle things, which that's kind of what I've built here. It's just a bunch of cubicles, really. But we'll get them all, you know, different desks and whatnot, and that will hopefully make them a little bit happier. So there we go, bunch of desks for all of the cubicles. We could have given them bedside tables and drawers as well, but I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and put, I don't know, some notice boards by some of the desks. It doesn't have to be by all of them, but this way we can, I don't know, just get the place to look a little bit more unique in a couple of places, right? That's kind of what we're going for. So a couple of notice boards in those guys. Maybe we go in and we do a little bit more decorating somewhere. Could do lockers, could do a nice gothic bookcase for one or two of the cubicles. So a nice gothic bookcase right there, for example. And then maybe some art. I think some art would be good. So I think this is actually sort of worked out. We have a level 10 dormitory with 22 students assigned. The accommodation rating is fantastic. It's 100%. And the rent per year is 55,000 on this thing. So that seems like it's doing quite well for us. I didn't really expect it to do all that well. I didn't really expect it to work out, but apparently it does. So I'm kind of here for it. I kind of dig it. And we're still sitting at 139,000 because obviously I did take a bit of a loan. We could repay that, but chances are at the end of the academic year, we're probably going to need to, you know, build something else. So for now, let's take a look at what else people want. So we got some money. They want a student lounge party. We can schedule that event for start of February. We'll go ahead and book it. They want, that's a health inspection. They want an open day. Wiggy Silverbottom wants everyone to enjoy Pebberley Island as much as he does. We'll be rewarded with additional funding if we indulge a few people's personal goals. Sure. Invasion report is fine, and a tree bench is wanted. I don't like these love benches, but you know what? Because I'm miserable, we'll go ahead and place it there since it's not for me, it's for everybody else. And we'll place another one just over here so things are nice and symmetrical. So that way, hopefully, they'll stop asking for that. That's our statement, 13,000, don't mind if I do. Ooh, hello. Got ourselves a penny farthing right here. We'll go ahead and I'm gonna sell it. It's good money. Might as well get rid of it and everything will be okay. There's a bit of a queue for the student lounge. There's a bit of a queue for the library. Tell you what we'll do. Let's go and buy some furniture for this place. Let's get ourselves the archaeology bookcase, and we'll just slap it right in there. And I can't get another one next to it. Can I get a normal bookcase next to it? I absolutely can. So we'll put that right in there. And that sort of helps out the queue just a little bit, which is sort of what we're looking for. So that should keep the library pretty good. That should help people study a little bit more. The invasion was successful for me, and we got a new archaeology applicant as well. So that'll keep things good. We should continue to see people, level up a little bit. Thinking about it though, we do have to train a staff member to level 5. So really, I probably should get us another building going. I probably should. I'm gonna do this first because I want to fix my my path here, but I should get us another building. So since money seems to be climbing really, really nicely, I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just pay off the loan. We'll pay off the 60 whatever it was, and we should now be making more money every single month, which is kind of fantastic. And with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and start building another campus building because frankly, I want to, and I think it's gonna be kind of a great idea. So we're gonna go here, and what I'm gonna do is something like this perhaps, or maybe right up to about there. We could just go like this if we wanted to. We could just do this sort of thing, a nice little entrance down here. I do think this one should probably have an entrance somewhere like here as well. To be quite honest, I do think this particular building should have a secondary entrance. So maybe here, or maybe we bring that back a little bit. What if we did like, some design or something, right? We push that back and we put a door here. Looks a bit weird. What about like a side door? That looks a bit better. I mean, it doesn't, we don't need to do this, but I don't hate that. So I think we'll just go ahead and approve this building. We could, if we wanted to, get some windows on it as well, which again, not really against doing. We'll get some windows there. We'll get a window right there and a window right here as well. So we'll go ahead and approve that. Got ourselves a nice new building. And we got these guys doing their thing over here. So this is where I want to put staff training. This is where I want to put, I guess, private tuition. And I guess this is where we can put things like everything else that we need, really. So let's take a look and see what we got. We could also get a student union in here. But I think to start with, let's go for a staff room. And it doesn't need to be huge, really. I think we'll go for a 3x3 on this, and I'm gonna try and just be as compact with all of these things as I can possibly be. So door right in the corner, and then we'll just throw in some couches and all that good stuff. So a nice couch right about here. Get ourselves a little single-seater couch right about here. Little armchair is the word I was looking for there, not single-seater couch, but I got the point across. We'll throw a lamp at the back, as well as a tea table, which annoyingly, I guess the lamp is going to have to go in beside that, but that's okay. And there we go. We have ourselves a staff room. I think it does the job pretty well. I do find it funny when I put the dartboard right next to the door. And we also have an arcade machine in the corner as well. So that should keep the staff nice and happy. We can go ahead and upgrade this course as well, which we will confirm. We need another dig site. We need a science lab, and we need 2 more teachers. Now, to get another dig site, we are going to have to buy ourselves another chunk of land. So what I think I'm going to do is, let's see, do I want this one down here? You know what? I kind of do want this one down here. It's going to be $50,000, so we'll go ahead and purchase that. And that is going to be our new chunk of land. But we can also put things like the science lab into this space here. So if we go into build mode and we have a bit of a look at the science lab, it has to be 5x5, which, I mean, it could go right here. Or it could go there as a 6x6, which is maybe a little big, but honestly, I'm okay with it. We'll just make it, a decently sized room. This thing can go right in the middle. We'll get ourselves some science shelves, just sort of dotted around the room a little bit. We can get ourselves some science stations. Do we have anything in here that's going to improve the educational ability of the room? A science unit does. A momentum marbles do, which, sure. We've got the experiment station, which doesn't really do anything. We have thunderballs. Okay. How much is thunderballs? Is that a James Bond movie? We have the microscope at 16,000. Good lord. Okay. I mean, we could put thunderballs down there in the corner. It's 50,000, maybe a little bit expensive, but I'm kind of here for it. What else have we got? Microscope is 16,000. Do we want it? I feel like we want it. 66,000 for this room right now. That's maybe a bit pricey, but it is level 4. So, I mean, whatever. This thing's 8,000 for the science unit, which I can't fit in there anywhere. Oh man. This is pretty good looking. I've got to be honest. Like, it looks like it's going to be a pretty effective room. So let's go ahead and put some air conditioning up there. We'll put some air conditioning down there. And we'll hope that that's all right. 67,000 is a lot of money for that room, but honestly, that's okay. What I would like to do over here is just get myself a little bathroom. So we'll go ahead and do something like this. So the science lab is sort of down its own corridor. And then what we can do with the rest of this space is, I feel like, private tuition and pastoral care. I feel like those are good ideas. So let's start with pastoral support, which has to be 3 by 3, which annoyingly will cut off that window. So let's do this, and that'll be fine. We'll get a door right down at the end, and we'll make this... We're going to make this look nice. And so with all of my changes made, we are now ready to start the new academic year, which is honestly very exciting. We have some staff training available here. We have some pastoral care. We have a little private tuition room down there as well. So what we'll do is essentially go into my teachers, and I'm going to say, Morris, you're getting leveled up to level 3. You're going to level 3. You guys are going to level 2, and you're going to level 3 as well. My assistants, honestly, pastoral care and library management sound fantastic. And as for you, we'll go for security because that's going to get more intensive. And I'm going to say maintenance as well. So now we can go ahead and start the next year. We have 21 students coming in. So fantastic. I'm sure there's things that students are going to want. Probably going to want another student lounge, for example. But that's fine. We'll get there eventually. We managed to beat that invasion. We got some money. We have an open day. They want a love bench. I mean, sure. I guess they can have a love bench right about there. And we'll give them another one right about there, and that should keep them nice and happy. You want a park bench? You know what? Sure. It's a reasonable request. We'll give you a park bench there, and we'll give you a park bench there. And then for this, they want a car booth. No, you're not getting a car booth. It's not happening. But honestly, I'm kind of happy with where we're at with the campus at the moment. This thing has 41 students assigned to it. It still has an accommodation rating of 100% with $100,000 in rent per year. So student accommodation is kind of great right now. And it's just kind of great. I've got to be honest. That's kind of fantastic. I did probably go a little overboard in this room here, given that it has a capacity of 8. So that would have, that could have been smaller, I think, but I'm sure we'll manage. I am thinking we might need to go a little further on the air conditioning in here, though. Let's get this in here. Let's get this right over here. The rooms maybe, what if I get rid of you? And then if I move you to like the middle, I think the room temperature is much better now. So that's good. That puts us in a good place. Campus level 8, 3 out of 10 level 10 students. We have staff getting trained. Eventually we'll get them to level 5. And we have 8 of 15 artifacts about to be, well, that was 8 actually, but that was also $8,000. So I think we're doing pretty good. I'm actually really, really pleased about how things are going. Although this room, I'm pretty sure, is going to need a little bit of air conditioning. Because I think, yeah, We're going to want that in there. Maybe a little bit of hygiene too, just to, just keep the students happy. The worst thing in the world, right? Let's be honest. One of the worst things in the world is sitting down on an ice cold toilet. Now, I want you to imagine the opposite of that. I'm trying to figure out, would it be worse to sit down on an ice cold toilet or on a toilet that is scorching warm? I honestly, this feels like one of those questions that man was never supposed to figure out the answer to. I'm asking some dangerous questions, I think.